welcome to yet another edition of Peer Chat here on Times Television. Whether you're watching us on Facebook or on TV, welcome. Peer Chat is here for peer pressure, but the good kind. And as always, you're with me, Elita Soko, and my colleague,
Gary Samati.
Today we bring back an old topic. Probably tired, but not quite.
Still
not
relevant.
quite. It's very relevant.
Very
in fact.
much so.
Contraceptives and access to contraceptives by young people. We've been hearing kuti yayi achinyamata pena pake mwina makhalanga kuti samatha kufikira njira zakulera mophweka kapena iyayi achinyamata mwina safuna kufikira njira ngati zimenezi amachita manyazi zimene safuna
amachita manyazi
ndi pano tungofuna tifike at the bottom of the matter. Why is it that despite all efforts by different organizations and projects to ensure that young people are able to access contraceptive methods, there are still few young people accessing them, and in the end, lots of unplanned pregnancies? And joining us today, is a very esteemed guest, Elena Lukeli. Welcome to the show, Elena.
Thank you very much.
Elena is a nurse. She has just recently joined the profession, I'd say. So she will provide us a valuable insight from the health perspective. So diving right in, a lot of messages on TV, on radio, you should be able to access njira zakulera, muzipatala zosiyana siyana kuti mukapeze njira zimenezi. Koma let's look at the situation on the ground. Mwina timangoti njira zodi zilipo odi achinyamata datha uzifikira. But is that really the case? Are these contraceptive methods accessible for young people?
Yes, I would say the contraceptives, they're accessible to young people. But then the problem is that these young people, they do not go to access the services. Sometimes it's because of the community, the way our culture is in Malawi.
Yeah.
The community, they would see young people to access these services, they would think, and they would be afraid of being judged. And sometimes also at the hospital, the mentality we have, the healthcare workers, you'd see a teenager coming to access these services. Teenager, abuse these services.
In a certain way.
So I would say sometimes it's the attitude of the health workers that make these young people not to come to access the services. And sometimes it's also the community. They're afraid of being judged.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that fear of being judged is really common amongst young people.
Yeah.
Because most of the times, and I'm wonder who am I going to meet? You know, like when that fear of so things like that. I feel like what you're saying is true, but I mean it's obviously true since you're a nurse. But then since like the services are there. For young people to like get the courage, you know, to like I feel like we really have a long way to go.
So ndakamba ndikunena zokuti takhala tikumva on radio, on TV, my messages osiyana about young people, you know, being free to go access these contraceptive methods. And in the past, takhala ndima programs maybe like this, but a bit more vibrant. Youth Alert, you remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm a program you
think
active. And you'd think fika panopa this culture, it's done and over with. Why are we making no progress? Difficult question to answer.
Yeah.
Because, like Muzintu Zambili, there's always that effort, either from the government or from Dimabungwe, like non-government organizations.
Yeah.
They're always trying to like push young people, push whatever agenda that they're trying to improve. Komano, it then draws down on us, like and then it's like, like we obviously have free will.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's then up to us to go and get the thing. So explain about Muntamakanga and Dovood. Muntamakanga basically.
So,
yeah.
Why are we making no progress, Elena?
From what he has said, it's very true.
Yeah.
I think it's our mindset. Because by now, we would have been able to access my services at Jawambine. Komano, just listen to 2020, 2021, it's like the things are getting worse. We are not able to go to Zibadazija to access my reproductive health services.
Yes.
So I think it's just our mindset. Because at the hospitals, they set up my youth-friendly services.
Yes.
Where young people can go and access the services. But sometimes it's also just us, we are the problem. Not able to go to the hospitals to access those services.
Yeah.
I was going to come to that. Nkania youth-friendly health services.
Yeah.
We say youth-friendly. Are they really youth-friendly? Are they?
Well, in some settings, I would say they are youth-friendly.
Yeah.
Because my youth-friendly services are the healthcare providers.
Yes.
They should be within that age limit. Like to be a youth, like
the young person should be able to relate with them.
Yeah, to be able to relate with them. So in Malawi, the way things are, I don't think they are really youth friendly because the youth amateur you are meeting an older person. When am I and uganinga kunena zomwabwelea kuti ndifuna ndizatengeka macondoms my contraceptives because you are afraid this person, they will judge me or they will look at me in a certain way.
Yeah.
So the youth are mostly afraid I can't go there. So if maybe we can improve, my services are youth friendly, should be about youth, and the service providers should also be youth to be able to relate with the youth. I think that can do us good. Yeah.
It gets tricky because I have this friend of mine who was working on this project. Yeah. One of these organizations, like HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
So they were training people that have HIV. So he, the guy is a young person.
Yes.
He was saying he was having a hard time with getting a lot of young people to come through for whatever they were doing. It was related to my issues of HIV.
Yeah.
So some guy, the Amamufusa, the guy who works for the organization, was asking the young person with HIV.
Yeah.
What happens? What's going on in this community? Why aren't people coming through? So he explained it's about antufeujita manyazi. We all know what's going on here. So it's obviously Alliance for this project as HIV. So it's people have that privacy again. If a young person comes, they're going to be like, oh, so you have it, things like that. Yeah. So it really gets tricky because my issues I don't know. That's just HIV. If you also think of, let's say, issues like condom, just by the word condom, it's sort of like a taboo for for us, yeah. So even as young people, we don't get to talk about it more, things like that. So it's a really tough situation.
And I'm looking at issue, not so many contraceptives. We're talking about contraceptives. To keep from falling pregnant. But we know what the issues on that say condom use. It's also a matter of protecting young people from contracting matenda and all that. But it's not as a calendar are more scared of you know, getting
Pregnancy.
pregnant or
Yeah.
impregnating someone, as opposed to
Getting HIV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wanga contract matenda.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
You're bringing your life into the world and you have no plan for that. And
Yeah.
what was HIV? I mean, even people leave.
Sinanga HIV simonegera. You know, that's the logic behind it. Not that I support it, but that's the logic behind it. HIV simonegera. Mimba aliyesazirozerana. You know, many makalila or like usiku muntu lenge mimba while you're in college.
Yeah.
And hazirozerana otaitaona. But then if someone else in your circle might have HIV and you wouldn't know. So that's why I'm over mimba more than HIV.
It's ridiculous when you come to
Comments on that, people are more afraid of pregnancies because of what the community will say. Kuda sigana uyu tanjani wadenga mimba. But then with HIV, you will have it or mwina, so nobody will know, or even maybe your parents.
Yeah.
They won't know. People, they don't disclose such information.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
That's
That's
ridiculous.
But then if people are feeling like that, don't you think could it do makanga to pwegesa HIV or could it to a point where like it's then going to reflect on our actions? Could people won't get to use condoms because it's like they're taking HIV as something I mean, bangono do makanga to pwegesa, so you get used to it. Yeah, we're basically living with it.
yeah, it's true. Because even now, many and permanent, winning summer day, guys, it's not the end of the world. So, my statements in Gadijonche, they would make someone think, right, it's fine to just do things anyhow without protecting themselves or protecting the other person. So, the concept of So,
yeah. Now, another issue in my myths, like these contraceptives. I don't know if it's true or not. People say for a girl to be taking pills, it's not good for their health. Like it might even mess up their health situation. And then because
the risk
not
of getting fibroids and
Yeah.
also, yeah.
even to a point where they might not be able to have kids in the future.
Yeah.
well, that's very true. People have those misconceptions, especially in the communities. But the problem is that most democratic knowledge of contraceptives are alibe. So if maybe we would provide more knowledge, for example, like us, the health workers, would provide more knowledge to my communities, what contraceptives are, how they work.
Yeah.
Of course, each and every drug has a side effect. Seasonally pele. Komano, people have more misconceptions about contraceptives. Gudi muntu suzabelega, muntu suzadani. And with that, a lot of youth, you should not go to access those contraceptives. Yeah, so I think if we would do a little bit more in the communities, educate the youth what contraceptives are, I think we would improve. Yeah.
And that's exactly why I brought that up, because I feel like there's a lack of knowledge amongst us as young people. The first time we're talking about contraceptives, I told you a story of this friend of mine who didn't know. Wait, did I tell this story here?
I think you did.
Like, there was this friend of mine who didn't know anything about an emergency pill.
Yeah.
So he was scared. He was telling us, I slept with a girl last night and I'm scared. And then it then had to be his friends telling him, you can tell the girl to get an emergency pill. And these are two people who I think they were above 16 at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe 17, 18. You know, Menezuma Kaya Masiguano. Diana Masiguano. So it was like, it's an example that I usually think of. And how would it there in the urban areas? What about people in the rural areas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we could explore that. I think you raise a very good point, Gary. And I'm a the issue is, some argue that it's not a matter of encouraging young people to use contraceptives. It's a matter of young people not getting engaged in premarital sex in the first place?
You remind me of.
But hold that hold that thought, because I think the video will bring Mamono. So you're watching a peer chat right here on Times
The peer chat. Now, just before the break, Elida brought up a very interesting topic, which reminded me of the arguments that we've had before in the past with me and a couple of my friends.
Yeah.
Basically about the issue of when organizations are like giving condoms, kuma colleges, maybe even sometimes like kuma a secondary school student has easy access to condoms. Is it that they are promoting premarital sex or
license to have sex?
Yeah, basically a license to have sex. Is it, or it's just them trying to like protect? Okay, obviously it's them trying to just protect young people. But then won't that encourage young people to just now do it in a more safer way?
Okay. The issue is in the morning,
yeah,
it's happening already.
Mm-hmm.
Young people are having sex.
Yeah.
We've
can't
said
run
this.
away from it.
With a lot of time.
We've said this before. I think it's been said by other people before. But young people are out there and they're sexually active.
Yeah.
Ena even maholo sadziwa, obviously, and well, the young people are very crafty in clearing their tracks, you know. As a
Very good.
but they're doing it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what's better? Kumusiya kuti angobita out there manauja without the tools to protect themselves, or they are probably engaged in this anyway. So how about ndingompanga equipped with the right tools to protect themselves?
I think it's better to equip them with the right tools, because at the end of the day, it's something we can't run away from. Young people, they are being sexually active, they are engaging in sexual activities. At the end of the day, if they go out and have STIs or maybe contract HIV and AIDS, it's the same parents that will worry. So I think it's better to equip them with the right knowledge and with the tools to help them. Yeah.
Now, I know from the church's perspective, so like a big issue. We've heard before, some organizations have been advocating as a contraceptives in schools in Pangana. We know of religious establishments that are totally against that idea. Right?
Yeah.
It is already, even in the first place, and already older using contraceptives, it's already a burning issue and it's already a no-go area. But now we're saying, ana school, contraceptives. How do we strike that balance in Otobano?
Yeah. I feel like issues of faith do not, and it's sort of understandable not to be disrespectful, but then they do not use logic. I feel like they just have this, it's just about faith, it's just about what they believe in. So it's like they're in a box, like they can't think outside the box. Could they, like the logic that you're using, could they, fine, we're telling people, from the Christian perspective, it's a sin, like it's fornication, So it wouldn't make sense for a pastor to allow, could they, fine, this is a sin, but then ego condom just in case. Just in case you end up doing it. So for them, it makes sense because that's just how they're supposed to think. Like that's their line of thought. But then when you think outside the box, that makes sense. Could they give these condoms to as if schools, Earlier, the point that you made earlier on about could it's better to just give it to them since it's already happening. I wanted to jump in to say, it could have been better if parents also like shared the same thoughts as that. Because there's already organizations with fine, and the night sit you down, but then that's just a day. Like it won't be like you not get that knowledge for like a couple of days for it to sink in.
Yeah.
You just get the knowledge. Most importantly, you walk away with a contraceptive. But you're going to miss out on like a lot of other stuff, So if parents could like be sitting down like now, this is real. Not just because at the end of the day, young person is going to do what they want.
Yes.
For you to avoid this, you should not. I mean, you should obviously abstain. Zira vuda, you can use condoms, jani like kumpangira breakdown That's better than kuti. I mean, muntu atenga mimba, gabena muntu atenga magenda, agena gono tizimpitisa ku church, you know.
How did we arrive at this point? Yoguti premarital sex is normal now.
Young people.
How did we get to this point? I mean, obviously, it's just normal.
Yeah.
What everybody thinks.
It's like there's no fornication anymore.
No. Yeah. How did we arrive at this point? And maybe what validates it?
The way the society is set up now.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's like we've normalized a lot of things, you know. We don't have free will. It's like, I mean, it could have been different. I mean, from a Christian perspective, could it
yeah.
You know, and to the fact that you know, like things like that. You know, that's just how.
So it's like premeditated sin.
Yeah.
I also feel like modern technology has contributed a lot.
Okay, in what sense?
Like what the teenagers watch in TV and movies, they feel like it's normal because in those movies, like my teenagers kissing and stuff. People would go and try out those things.
Yeah.
They say, that means in this I can do
it's
it.
Normal.
But then they failed to realize that was just a movie. And then if you do it, if you engage in sexual activities without actually protecting yourself, there are consequences. You might get STIs, contract HIV, and even get pregnant. So I think modern technology has contributed a lot. Yeah.
Media, I would say. The power of the media. If you never get my banga underestimate. What is shown on TV, what is heard on radio, what is seen in, read in books, newspapers. It starts to sink in. They are normal.
It's
supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So.
And like especially the Western media. That's usually the trick that they use. Like when they want to like normalize something, like these days, if you see, like not to say what it's bad or anything, it's according to how you feel. These days they're trying to normalize gay people. So in like most series, you notice I got character in I got character, just so that when we are watching it, it starts to become normal to us because they know what I'm so it starts to become normal to us. The same way when they were trying to deal with the issues of my issues are racism. They got a black character just for but balance. So that when white people are watching a fellow white person associating with a black person, they'll start feeling like, oh, it's normal.
It's supposed to be like this.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. So if they also now, when we're watching these young people falling in love, being in relationships, and at a young age, where people are able to watch pornographic content,
access to the internet.
Yeah, access to the internet, and it's like they don't even care because all they're going to do is say, like they'll ask you, are you above 18? And if you say yes, basi,
there is no actual way of telling
there's no actual way.
Is actually 18.
Yeah. So the Western media, not good if as media we're trying to blame. I mean, as Malawian media, we were trying to blame. Command, I feel like the Western media has just been. I mean, it's just made everything worse.
It's like we're adopting other cultures. We've been exposed to for so long through the media.
Through the media.
And we feel like that's normal.
So Tingobanga accept it, right? But this is how it is going forward. Should we just?
No.
What more can be done, really?
A lot has been done.
Mm.
I don't know what else can be but
We're in a conundrum.
non-governmental organizations, they are coming to help on such issues.
Yes.
Komano it's like the issues are still rising among the youth. So bank access ma contraceptives, eh? So we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the approach, Savannah. We've exhausted zinto zoyina kushita. Are we running out of ideas? I mean, in the media, we're saying the media plays a big role in pushing agendas and all that.
Yeah.
We've had shows in the natural youth alert. I mean, a lot of us we've seen that and it's gone. Dramatized adverts, about this stuff, even on TV, you've seen it. We're running out of ideas and we should explore something else entirely.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I still feel like there's over because like there's so much we can do. There's so much that that the organizations can do.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, it's upon you never leave a message here. But if I go home, I'm all alone. They're not there. It's then upon myself, I should make the right choices for my life because they cannot decide for you. So I feel like if a lot of people had that mentality, if fail, it's easy fine, it's easy samabangi, that would help us. Komano because akwesera kubanga iji organizations abwera azati yankula chani koma sibulira mata ndi fail and when and get decide. And at the end of the day, if fail ngadachinyamata, we need to start we need to stop blaming boma jani. I mean, if it's like nobody boma lizani, it's illegal for young people to have sex.
Whoa, okay.
Yes, but can that really happen?
No, it can't. Hey, I'm not going to my demo.
It would be actually ish. And it's tricky, but because maybe some kind of in a certain sense, because we've seen like messages on media, in the media and all that. We've seen issues in Zina song that sexual relationships among, I should say, maybe underage people. Is that something we not able to enforce it? Because I'm thinking, if a person is below the age of 18, they are perhaps not ready to make that decision. I mean, if a young person, a person under the age of 18, maybe so sanga with the in the right frame of mind to say, oh yeah, let's do this, let's have sex. Maybe they don't have an enforcement.
I think with the law, we could that could be one other way of looking at it. Because Kumare Unogo, it's actually 16. Like they expect a 17-year-old girl. Yeah, like the way they say defilement.
Yes.
It's below the age of 16.
Not below the age of 18?
No, it's below the age of 16. Yes. It's below the age of 16. So they expect someone as young as 17 to have be able to be in a position to say, well, I can have sex with this person.
To have consensual sex.
To have consensual sex, basically. So they need to be revised, first of all, to protect and power. So they really need to look into it. Plus, this is wrong. I mean, there's a 15-year-old who's been arrested. I don't know if you are aware of that. For
a boy.
Yeah, a 15-year-old boy was in a sexual relationship. I don't even know if we can say that. was in a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old girl, is it? Yeah, 13-year-old girl. So the boy has been arrested. I bet this, I mean, I don't even know if that's fair. That's
They're
up to
both
the...
young.
That's up to the...
Why
court to
was
decide.
one arrested?
Yeah.
And it's blurry.
Yeah,
It was-
exactly.
it
It
was
doesn't make
also
sense. Yeah.
Mm.
And I don't even know, I don't even think that this 15-year-old knew what this is against the law. Like, to be sleeping with a person under the age of 16.
What about Jamari? Suguri kusadua malamulo, and that will exempt you from the
Because it
punishment.
was- yeah,
You're
yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
get when
true.
you break the malamulo.
Yeah, Komano, that would be. I mean, if I could, if I would have sex with a young, I mean, with a child,
Yes.
and demand it, they couldn't design about cinema I mean, people will be like,
That doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know. So, they need to be revised. So they need to be, basically they need to be revised to protect.
Young people.
Young
And I'm thinking you make a very good point. It's really in my I remember now.
Yeah.
But below the age of 16, if somebody has a sexual relationship with a girl under the age of 18, it's defilement.
Defilement, yeah.
And yet, mwana wankazi sakuloledwa kubowa mbanja until they are 18.
So voters.
Sawa voters. Then between 16 and 18, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If we're going to say defilement, it should be at the same age. It should be at 18.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a story for another day. You're watching a peer chat right here on Times Television. Contraceptives, whether young people are able to access them or not, and why young people, even in a situation where they're able to access these contraceptives, do not go to access this.
Welcome back to Peer Chat. Remember, today we've been talking about this issue of contraceptives. Are young people aware? They can be able, to easily get contraceptives. They basically have access to sexual health services. We should look into my issues. Manyanzi. It was something that was said in passing in the first segment of today's edition of Peer Chat. I've heard this. It sounds like a joke, but it's true. Someone said, sometimes mu shop kaya ku pharmacy, and then ugula muna sweet usakufuna just cause wakumana ndi muna wachibale. But then in actual sense, you went there to buy condoms. So is it something we should fail to do just cause tikindiga manyazi enagage? We shouldn't. Yeah. So then, how can we beat the manyazi how can we normalize buying condoms?
I think the first issue, we hide this is what's happening.
Yeah.
We're sexually active. We hide that.
Until the pregnancy is in, but go on.
And you can't hide it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So the mere fact that these people don't know that I'm doing this. Now, you don't know basically you have the evidence. Why else would anybody be buying condoms?
Yeah.
So that's the reason. So, communities acknowledge people as a society. This is what is happening. It's the only time when maybe this will become normal. Although even then, because even a person that's married.
Yeah.
In a shop, you still find hesitancy. So I think it's maybe
they're afraid. I've had an experience before where a youth wanted to buy contraceptives.
Yes.
But then this was a guy, probably was afraid that the girlfriend or the girlfriend would get pregnant.
Yeah.
So Anandi was in the press, and then he was like, oh, wait. So you can see here he was expecting someone else.
Yeah.
Probably another male.
An older person as well.
So Anandi he was like, oh, then he changed what he wanted to buy. But I noticed because I'm a female and he's a guy. Sana masuge bwino.
Is this somebody that you knew?
No, I didn't know that.
It's still weird.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know the person.
It's still weird, you say.
Like, we watching Yamada and Sanga, as in the Ganizina Jan. So,
You know, I've seen Ngati in colleges and all that. I think we've all been in campuses where maybe kuli kliniki. You know, in my college, I'm a whole box.
yeah.
You know, full of condoms.
Yeah.
As many as also we know you people are doing this. So here, this
Yeah. But people still don't go to get it.
actually, you know, I found it strange because every time that I happened to be putting, I've been, you know how Ben always already you've been given an appointment, did it? Go to wait this other time, or you've gone for an ailment, kaya kuba rest, and then I was already she come back and get the results and all that. So here's the thing. You notice, this thing is full. The next time that you come around, gone. They're gone. But you never see anybody picking them.
Yeah.
And how much can tell that?
I think about this.
But now, the other funny thing is, you still find my institutions in many some of the there are really high rates of young people contracting matenda.
Yeah.
So these are services that are available to them, which brings me to another point. At the beginning of the program, the attitude by healthcare workers. So I need to establish the young people having sex in there. And here are the methods of them putting a safe. But now, watching your mother and I was like, let me be safe. A very a healthcare professional with an attitude in Nayagi. How can we change that? Let's go to you as a healthcare worker.
For me, I still think that when providing these services,
yes,
we should have the youth to provide the services, not like older people providing the services to the youth.
Yeah.
So in terms of like the youth-friendly services, because those services, they are supposed to be acceptable to the youth, they are supposed to be appropriate, but then the thing that happens is that youth ujapita mwina kuchipatala akakumana ndi nzimayi mwina ka nesi ka ndani koma munthu achikulire kuti afotokoze bwinobwino chomwe abwerera kuchipatala amapeza zoti wadani wakanika. Komanso mwina the attitude of the person who is providing the service.
Yeah.
Youth uja wabwera koma kumuyang'ana kwakeko munthu wangu yeah. And then some reach even the point of asking you how old are you. So that's like a setback to the youth.
But is that a requirement? Maybe you make a good point here. Yeah. Is that a requirement? Is it like bali age na yake mene simu gani na kwa contraceptive methods?
In Malawi, I would say there is no really such a requirement.
Okay.
Because still more, and we are still being sexually active. Eh?
Yeah.
So it's still just appropriate. We should just provide the services, regardless of the person's age. For how old are you? They will tell you I'm 13. They'll still go and do the same thing. They are still sexually active. You can't stop them. So for me, I still think providing the services to the Ajinyamada, regardless of their age, it's good. Say how old are you? No, you're young. You're this time. Like it's being judgmental to them. Let's make
let's be realistic, guys. Someone in I'm offering the service. I'm meeting this person for the first time. He doesn't know who I am or anything. Then do I really think he or she is going to listen to a stranger? If that's the case, if they can give the service to the person, then follow. I mean, just when I find out about Kudindindani Jani in a different environment.
Isn't that now going against, ethical issues?
Yeah,
and so
true.
on?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I just thought about that.
It's supposed to be a lot of privacy when providing.
Yeah.
So while you were providing the service, then you go and start checking them out.
Yeah.
What's their name? How much you get? Who are they related with? So I think that's not private enough.
Then they can just offer the service because they know what has where, So just offer the service and you go back. It's like muntu kugulisa mowa. Nde muntu abwaza gula mowa. Zene kwa mowa ndo iba janja. Yeah. If you're offering the service, offer the service.
Yeah. Is this so much there's no age limit? Upangani obanga offer a service like contraceptive services or sexual reproductive healthcare services. Looking at a 15-year-old, because he engaged in a sexual relationship with somebody who say is 13. Somebody who is 13 and can easily go into an establishment and ask for sexual reproductive health services. Contraceptives involved in a sexual activity. What's this?
You said put or it just doesn't matter.
It's not clear.
It's not clear.
Yeah.
It's what I wanted to say. It's very easy to say don't do this, don't do that, it's against the law. Enforce. It's like the laws are there. Don't do ABCD it's not like they'll be walking into the pharmacies, wherever to check if you're doing it.
Yeah.
So which then takes us back to Nkania Kuboma now. What are they doing about it? Yeah.
In that end, then the morning their hands are tied.
Yeah.
It's like the issue about, say, homosexuality. Right? It's a matter of rights say homosexuals should be able to live out their lives as they are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are quarters of the society that are against it.
Yeah.
Quarters of the society whose individual members also form part of the government. Then how do you think that's going to work out? And we saw maybe the issues of homosexuality is a bit far-fetched because it's even etched in Malamu already, but it's kind of illegal.
It is illegal.
Sexual reproductive health rights is organizations are advocating for it. Even to the point maybe we should provide contraceptives in schools. At the same time, the quarters of society, including people, religious establishments, will say no.
Yeah.
Young people must school. You can come get this here. Members of the society who also form part of the government. Now, do you think part of the government are actually going to say, oh yeah,
No.
People who have grandchildren and children in schools.
We'll definitely go against it.
It's a tricky situation.
Also, I mean, it's exactly what you're saying. But like now, come to think of it, I feel like it wouldn't make sense for them to like offer condoms to, let's say, obviously school people that are below the age of 16. So you're then giving them condoms, but then if you catch them being involved in a relationship,
in fact, school
also. Yeah, even exactly. So
and you find what must go now. Is this ever going to change? I
feel like now the solution would be to then go now. Individually. as a desperate move. Because if you try to do as a school, this is water, you know. Like I feel like most Malawians aren't in a city. I mean, aren't in a state to accept it, especially the older generation. Because tinabula mosiana. Like the times were different. That time, someone now was made unena TV, it being normalized. When to them it was normalized. When like awugula, you know. When through my conversations with friends.
Yes.
But then this generation is active when it comes to these issues. Like so the way they're going to think and the way we are going to think, it's obviously going to be different. So as a desperate move, it's then upon us as young people, really like being open enough to get the knowledge, to get the wisdom about the journey, and then we act on it.
We should be the ones to make the decisions for ourselves, because at the end of the day, we are still being the ones sexually active, getting involved in sexual activities. It's not our parents, it's us. I think for us to make good decisions about sexual reproductive health issues on our own, regardless, I mean, I want the community, they will judge me.
Yeah.
That's good.
One thing is certain,
Yeah.
will die.
Can't give up.
Not to give up, the reality
of the ground.
Yeah.
And I think let me thank you for joining us wherever you were. Kaya Facebook, kaya Morning About Television. Thank you so much for joining us. You can join the conversation anytime. You can get in touch with Times Peer Chat on Facebook and on Twitter, or either me or Gary, Elita Sobo or Gary Samati, either on Facebook or on Twitter. And let me also send out a special thanks to Nanjali Youth Organization, who we work in partnership with, and also Blantyre City Football Club, and of course the
man in glasses behind the camera.
In glasses, I don't know what specify. Francis Namondre, the genius behind the camera. And of course, many thanks to our special guest today, Elena Lukele. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And you've been with me, Elita Soko, and my colleague,
Gary Samati.
Until next time, stay safe.